Welcome back to the Path to Recovery podcast, episode 23 today, Perception is Reality. That's one heck of a statement. You hear it all the time and maybe you even believe it to be true. However, the question isn't what your perception is. The question is, what is your reality? In listening to these podcasts, you've probably caught on to a thing or two of what we're trying to get at or what we're driving at. Our happiness and healthiness is driven by one thing, our belief system. Our beliefs determine our outcome every moment of every day. What we believe determines our core values. What we believe, those core values, those create our thoughts. Our thoughts will then open doors to our emotions. Those emotions will then develop into words, and those words will follow with actions. What we do every moment of every day is based off of our beliefs. So if we believe that our reality is filled with ugliness and hate and unhealthy living, then our perception must be showing us all of that and then some. So what do we do to find our perception? How do we perceive things? What is perceiving things? So let's first focus on the definition of perception. So perception is essentially the ability to become aware of something by using our senses. We perceive things based on what we touch, taste, smell, see, and hear. So check this out. We're essentially using every aspect of the human other than our heart to create our reality. How odd is that? No wonder we're so screwed up as a species. Let's look at it like this. Our perception is what we physically experience through our senses. Our reality is what we perceive. So our senses determine our reality? At this point, if you believe that all of what I just said is true, then we have a lot of work to do. You're committed to removing your heart from making your reality. Answer me this. How is that possible if you choose to love someone? How can your love exist if your perception is only from physical experience? Isn't love an emotion? Aren't we supposed to make loving choices through our heart and not our head? Do you love a baby because it looks like it needs love? Do you love your wife or husband because your eyes told you? I think we all know that as being kind of shallow. Wow, she's hot. I love her, so I'm going to marry her. That's simply absurd. Let's try and see it from another point of view. People say that money can't buy happiness. Other people say that money does buy happiness. I have things that make me happy because of money. I have a house, I have 2 cars, a boat, 2 dogs, and 2 ATVs. Therefore, I am happy. So, with what you know about perception now, what do you think is happening in the minds of people who believe money buys them happiness? If perception is all about our senses, then I guess we can be happy with more stuff. The key element here is the thought that we're happy with stuff. Stuff can seem to make us happier, but can stuff really make us happy? I think the statement should read more like, I enjoy my stuff, but my happiness comes from my heart. Once again, let's go to the heart. Happiness is a matter of emotion, not stuff. Happiness comes from a feeling. Stuff comes from our senses. From the heart, conceptually speaking, can you actually tell me that your stuff makes you as happy as your child does? From your heart, can you tell me that you would love your partner more if they looked like someone else through plastic surgery? From your heart, can you say that tasting a burger gives you more happiness than hugging your mother or your father? Can perception be reality? Well, I guess absolutely if you choose to allow your physical senses to rule your life and not your heart. So why do we have such a phrase? Well, folks, in the world of consumer capitalism and the, quote, he who dies with the most toys wins, it's critical that we hear statements like that. We see all the things that money can get us, and the advertisements will entice you to believe that you need something. It's sort of an addiction being created by our economic illusion. I'm not saying don't make money and have a roof over your head, or that you don't need money. I'm trying to give you clarity in the disguise that surrounds us every day in every way. Billboards, commercials, the sides of buses, social media, cell phone apps, and all that. Every ad is telling you that you are not enough as you are, and that you should want more stuff to conceal the fact that you don't like yourself as you are, or you're not happy with yourself as you are. So let's go a little deeper here. Let's take a statement that has been around for thousands of years. God made man in his image. Now, do you believe that if there is a God and that it wanted to make something in its own image, that it would make something that was lacking in some aspect? Think about that for a few moments. Do you believe that you're supposed to be suffering, or in an addiction, or feeling depressed, or feeling like you're always alone, or that you're in physical pain? Does your heart tell you that you deserve nothing good? Does your heart tell you that you can't be healthy or happy? Does your heart tell you that you can't be without love? The concept behind perception is reality is okay if you want to be limited and controlled by everything else but your heart. Your heart is aching for you to rethink that concept and to trust that your heart will guide you in the right direction so that you can become an unlimited being that can accomplish anything that you want to. If you take this and say, well, if my heart says I want another heroin fix or another drink or to stay on my cell phone all day, then it must be my unlimited being doing so. Folks, your heart will never tell you that you want anything other than things revolved around love and happiness. It will not tell you that you want things. That in itself is driven from your egoic mind, your material mind, your addictive mind. We are in a time of recognizing our truth, and that truth is guided by our heart, not our mind or body. We have an immeasurable opportunity to transition back into where we belong, back into our hearts. Perception is not reality unless you insist on living in limitation. So folks, thank you very much for listening into this podcast. I've got more podcasts coming that are going to help and heal and keep showing you the love and light that's out there and in you. Keep listening into my podcasts. I've got more information to share with you and more love to give you. Thank you so very much to you for your time and your patience and understanding. God bless you all, and I hope to hear you on the next podcast. Thank you again for listening in today, folks. Your time and energy is greatly appreciated. Please feel free to download these episodes, favorite them, share them, and even visit my YouTube channel, Yava-Coco Productions, for all the podcast playlists and for some insanely cool videos of my hiking adventures that I do in Sedona. That all helps me to continue to bring you more exciting podcasts and videos, both for healing, spirituality, as well as just kind of amazing videos of Sedona, Arizona. For those of you wanting to dig in a little deeper, maybe you're struggling with some inner issues, or you're in a recovery path from an addiction, or just looking for inspirational discussions about healing, check out all of my podcasts on your favorite podcast players. Titles like Path to Recovery Podcast, Cognitive Awareness with a Touch of God Podcast, Bear Clan's Hiking Sedona Podcast, and yes, I even have one called Star Wars, The Bear Awakens Podcast. We are here to help you, and what we're trying to do is offer you things that can help you for free. Plus, there's entertainment involved with a lot of these anyway.